it's a crazy world we live in now where kids are going to be growing up and are growing up with cell phones and smartphones and iPads and this stuff, and they get angry when they don't get to have time on devices. Um, Not to sound like an old man, because I'm only 21, but when I was a little kid, literally the only thing I loved, probably more than almost anything, was my Leap Pad. And, like, for anyone who knows what a Leap Pad is, it's hard to describe. It's like the book that you open up and you had the little pen that was connected to the plastic. It was a big plastic thing, and then you had these wire books that you put in there, and when you press the pen into it, onto the book, you would end up getting little sounds coming from the Leap Pad, like, I'm trying to compare it to, like, if you had a touchscreen, right, or like a phone or something. It was like that, except you had to turn the pages, and you had to actually, you would have activities and stuff you would do, and I loved that as a little kid. I had a green one, and I think my mom even has a couple pictures of me playing with that back when we lived, in Millette here in South Dakota, a long time ago. But a lot of kids don't appreciate what they have. I, for one, as a 21-year-old, there's a lot of things I don't appreciate, but I am lucky I have when I think about it. You have to be grateful for what you've got, It took a long time for me to finally realize that. I wanted a Game Boy as a little kid, I remember, like, begging my parents and, begging the Easter Bunny as a little kid for a Game Boy, because that was the one thing I'd wanted, so bad. And I actually stopped believing in the Easter Bunny because I didn't get a Game Boy when I was, like, 7. But, I finally got a Game Boy when I was, like, 14, and that was from a friend. I had actually sneaked that into my bedroom when I was at my parents'. And I remember that, very well. I was so happy that I finally got it. That was something on my list that I had wanted for years. But beyond my Leap Pad, having that Game Boy was, like, the biggest thing in the world for me, And a lot of kids are so focused on social media or on, on how many likes they can get. I mean, my cousin, I think it's my cousin, for, like, honestly, she's like 10, and she was teaching my one of my other cousins how to do Snapchat, and it's like, at 10 years old, why would you have social media? And maybe my opinion doesn't matter, but when I was 10 years old, all I wanted to do was watch SpongeBob and wanted to draw cartoons. I mean, that was all I wanted to do, and obviously I was listening to the radio constantly, but, a lot of the, if I ever do get a woman pregnant, God willing, if I ever do get to that point with a child, I would want to raise them to be someone that would, or I mean, not trying to get them to grow up like I did, but I would try to get them to know that they need to appreciate what they have, not what they don't. Because even now, I still don't appreciate everything I have. There's a lot more that I appreciate now that I have. I mean, I have an apartment, I have a family, I have a job, I have friends that do care about me. I have good things. And so it's not all about the technology or the phones or the video games or anything like that. Yeah, just be grateful. That's all I can say.